Woof, life is sweet. Look, and I can't even believe that this video, I'm super excited for it because it's going to help out a ton of people. But look at the title itself. Starting from the bottom with $1,000, how I would invest my money so that my life is eventually sweeter than honey. Sometimes things might not seem as they feel, but at least my name is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and RIP to Dr. Phil. That was just, look, that was off the top of the dome or off the top of the head. But I know you're going to enjoy this video anyways. So YouTube, it's Ronnie MP. Whoop! Oh, God.
It's RonnieMP.com.
Want to join my free gift card giveaway? Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the notification. Then let me know that you subscribe down below. That's it. Hey yo, what's good YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy Ronnie MP. Thank you and welcome to a brand new video of It's Ronnie MP, the show where we bring guys a bunch of videos suggested by you guys, and guess who, my friend? You guys only. So if you are brand new to the channel, then be sure to click that subscribe button. In fact, I think, hold on, yes, I think you heard it. You heard it literally in the beginning of the intro when it said, if you want to stand the chance of winning some extra cash, especially with what we're going through right now, then do exactly all of this I'm showing you right now. Link is in the description. Links in the description. Everything is below, basically. You can look. I know you see that subscribe button, right? You see it. The like button and the notification bell. Reason why you want to do it, because obviously you'll be in chance to win some cash at the end of the month, so I can send it over to you through PayPal. But comment in the comment section and tell me how many times I say for this video. Let's stop the music. What should I say? Comment in the comment section and tell me how many times I say invest. Okay? And then you'll be obviously, you'll stand a chance in winning. This way, obviously, I know you watched the video till the end as well, because I might say 1,000 times, I might say it only twice. We never know, but we are about to find out anyway. So for tip number one that I wanted to share with you guys, that is super important, especially in regards to you know, the title of our video, as you saw at the beginning, that would be, look, emergency fund. This, guys, is key. That for me is key as for number one, what to start off with. Emergency fund. Look, save. If you don't know who Dave Ramsey is, in fact, you know what, I'm just gonna be kind and we'll dive into the computer and I'll show you some of the baby steps that Dave Ramsey recommends. And trust me, this is from a guy who's been doing this for so long. But look at some of these baby steps, guys. Okay, baby step number one, 1,000, okay, in emergency fund. Step number two is pay off your debt and so forth. So this is really a great resource. I'll leave it for you guys. It's well kept. Hold on, let me zoom out so you guys can see. But there's the link right there, wellkeptwallet.com. Read into it, guys, especially with what's going on around the world. I think now is the best time really for you to focus and get your finance in order, or strive towards something better. I can't even begin to feel what I would feel either as a father, mother, or just a family or a family man, or whoever it is, just parents in general, how you'd feel if you lost your job, which most of the people did during COVID-19. You lost your job or things wasn't working out too well and money was a struggle. So it's really time to focus and try to get your finance in order. And I believe starting off, one of the great things you can do is save up for an emergency fund, because guess what? Funny thing about emergencies is it never knocks and tells you, you know what, I'm about to come, by the way, just prepare your finances. No, it just comes, and sometimes it's a matter of not if, but when it comes. So it's not that you're wishing bad upon yourself, but Les Brown, a great mentor of mine, once said, life is about going from crisis to crisis with a smile on your face, meaning that bad things will happen, because that's just that thing called life. Okay, it happens. But when it does, take it with what do we say? A grain of salt, a pinch of salt, and keep it moving. Because look, if you're going down, then the only way back up is up. So, you know, if you're at your lowest you've ever been, trust me, the sky's the limit, because the only way back up to the top is to go up. So yeah, hang in there. But emergency fund is super important. I can't even stress how important it is. So 6 months worth of emergency fund, that is what I recommend. That is what Dave Ramsey practically recommends as well. So this way, if you were to lose your job, then you, my friend, you're covered, and you could pay rent. You don't have to get kicked out immediately by your landlord, and you can eat, survive whilst you hunt and work your butt off to get another job. You know, if you're renting, if you're in your parents' house or home at the moment, then obviously it's lucky for you. It's a good thing for you. Then work and get yourself out of that situation, or have your side hustle on the side to bring in more money. But obviously this is step by step, and as you already know, we're talking about £1,000. If I had £1,000 and that's all I had, maybe some of the things that I'll do, or things that I'll do different. Okay, but we're going to be moving on anyways, and we're going to be talking about tip number 2, and I'm sure you're definitely going to love it. So tip number 2 is, guys, no debt. Okay, no debt, and make sure you pay your bills. Okay, what do I mean by no debt? I mentioned it. If you are in debt, believe it, my friend, look, we don't need to get biblical right now, but it's even in the Bible. The borrower is slave to the lender, and they literally mean it, because you borrowed £1,000. Guess what? You're not only paying £1,000. The interest that's going to accumulate is going to crush you like the cockroach you are. Kevin O'Leary says that, but I'll crush you like the cockroach you are. But it's seriously going to crush you, because that's extra £800, or say for example you borrowed £5,000. That extra or £2,000 or maybe £3,000 could have been pocketed in your pocket. In fact, if you was wise about it, that extra couple of thousands could have allowed you to make more money. You know, so that would have been more money to invest and actually make more money. So where, you know, you're using that strategy of the rich get richer, right? You're using your money to work for you, my friend. And that is the sweet spot right there. You want to actually use your money to make money for you, rather than you strictly living on an earned income, which is income that you have to trade your hours for, and you get a paycheck in return. So guys, stay away from debt if you can. If you've got debt, if you've got £1,000, I'd rather pay the £1,000 towards your debt, so you can remove yourself from the debt slowly but surely. And if you struggle again once more, then use the Dave Ramsey method, and the baby steps will take you through this nicely, guys. It will do wonders for you. Okay, that's the baby steps. And look at that, guys. Run away from debt, because it will crush you. It's literally a ticking time bomb, as you guys can see. So yeah, you heard it here first. If you don't listen, then it's going to catch you up, and when it finally does, guys, you're going to wish you listened, or you had listened, because debt is, trust me, the interest that you accumulate is just not worth it. But for tip number 3, anyways, it's a serious one as well. Take it serious, right? Tip number 3 is guys, that is not tip number 3. Tip number 3, guys, that I'm talking about is this one. Invest in yourself, guys. Okay? And tip number 3 is so important that the YouTube algorithm decided to cross it out and actually say smash the like button. As you can see, not even the like button, smash the like button, because it's a serious thing out here and we seriously mean it. So smash the like button, because it helps us. It incredibly helps us by a ton. You see the page somehow just magically lifted. I can even try to sort of, it's there and it's telling you exactly what to do. Not only so you stand a chance of me sending you over something to help you out in whatever situation you've got going on, but just so you join the channel and you don't miss out on some of these fire content that I drop for you guys each and every single day. So be sure to do so. But on a real though, tip number 3 that we have is actually something real interesting, which is obviously invest in yourself, and it's the most important thing you can actually do for yourself. Is this, I kid you not, doing this is so crucial that it almost beats everything else, because you are the engine, my friend. You are the engine, or it's like SEO, search engine optimization. You have to optimize your brain, because if you're not learning new skills, if you're not adapting, if you're not seeking to go to the next level, you can never increase your income. You can never start to generate more money so that you can eventually get out of debt, or so you can eventually switch things around for yourself. So the best thing really you can do is invest in yourself, and there are platforms that you can actually use as well. And in fact, let's see if I can show you some of these platforms. First of all, investing in yourself, I mean this. Okay, this is beautiful. Look at this. I found it on the internet, guys, just to show you guys how nice this is, because there's plenty of ways you can invest in yourself. Because you can say, invest how? I just don't want to read books. I don't want to just stay there and read books. Maybe I don't enjoy books. Well, guys, look, guess what? We live in a day and age where there's something called audiobooks. I don't know if you've heard of it. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of it, yeah? Audiobooks. Guys, use audiobooks. If you don't like reading, don't just force yourself because you've seen it on 5 Habits of Becoming a Millionaire. You have to read. Like, you can't, there's no other way for you to absorb the information. Come on. You guys know already I'm all about keeping it real, and that is legit keeping it as real as it gets. Look, if you're not a great reader, you don't really enjoy reading too much and it makes you fall asleep. It's actually a hobby that you think you should read before you sleep so you feel like sleeping. Then use audiobooks, guys. There's nothing wrong in it, because all you're doing is downloading the information. As long as the information penetrates through, you're winning. It's your winning. So hence to why I wanted to show you guys this. You can use audiobooks. You can take online courses, just like you see right here. Take online courses. You can ask mentors. So you can use mentors online on YouTube. Like, if you love, I don't know, Dave Ramsey, then listen to Dave Ramsey. Les Brown, listen to Tony Robbins, listen to him. Join seminars. You can read books if you enjoy reading, or if you can force yourself, by all means. If you can't, then don't. Just read, use audiobooks. It's fine. Join groups, and obviously, just try. It's that simple. Just invest in yourself. If you haven't got the cash to invest in yourself, then guess what you have, my friend? You've got time. Use your time wisely and actually invest in yourself, because if you don't invest in yourself, who else will? Nobody. No one else will invest in you, if you don't invest in yourself. So use platforms such as Skillshare. If you don't know what Skillshare is, just Google it. It's the easiest thing right now in the world. We've got Google to give you the answer to everything. You can use Skillshare. It's a platform of online courses, basically. You can use Udemy. You can use Teachable. And in fact, I've got a course on Teachable to show you guys that is super amazing, and it really talks about, it goes beyond investing in yourself. I believe one of the best ways you can invest in yourself is by jumping on YouTube. You're consuming this content right now from YouTube, hence to why I've created a YouTube course for you guys to help you guys out, because I've had people who've asked for it on my other channel. If you didn't know, I have more than one channel. I've been doing this for over 5 years, so it's a really long time. And yeah, you can see some of the reviews that I've got on this course right there. But it's a great way to invest in yourself, because YouTube is the biggest platform, biggest search engine, second to Google itself, and it's obviously owned by Google, if you didn't know. And yeah, you can just crush it, okay? And I'll just show it as it is, but you guys can see right here some of the numbers that you can do on YouTube. Look, the link in the description is there for you to click into. If you click into it, it will take you to this course right here. And if you take action now, then you can get a discount, because I'm all about helping you guys out and giving you guys as much value as I can. So those are the platforms you can use, especially if you want to invest in yourself. I do want to stress, this is one of the most important things you can do, really. Invest in yourself. So if you can, go for it. It doesn't have to be my course. Grab something and get started. I just tell you what works, what has worked for me, and that's pretty much what I can do, right? Tell you what's worked for me. So be sure to invest in that. But we're going to be moving on anyways to tip number 4, which you guys will definitely fall in love with, and tip number 4 itself, let's get quiet, okay? It is peer-to-peer lending, okay? I might have said that and you're like, peer-to-peer what? What on earth does that even mean, peer-to-peer lending? Guys, I will show you, okay? You know how you look, you know the deal, okay? I don't just mention things and then I'll leave you guys in the dark. I will show you, and if we dive into the computer right now, you see what I am talking about. So if you do a quick Google search, you'll come across this. I just clicked on this to give you guys an example, but I found a really good resource that actually breaks peer-to-peer lending down and actually explains everything to you. So basically, to summarize, peer-to-peer lending, is when you can use platforms such as Funding Circle or Zupa, basically multiple different platforms, but you basically become a bank, and it's riskier. Let me be honest, is riskier, but there's high rewards. Wherever there's higher risk, most of the time, not all the time, there's higher rewards, because it doesn't necessarily mean there's high rewards because there's high risk. It might just be a dumb investment. But in this case, you actually lend money out to people. And as you can see, so peer-to-peer lending is something that was made a bit more popular in 2007. So I'll show you guys on my computer right now so you guys can see in 2007. And yeah. And it just goes on to describe what is peer-to-peer lending. It's basically borrowing money from strangers, as you can see right here. An online platform will match you up with people who are willing to lend you money. Okay, and these people basically, they're willing to put their money on the line and say, okay, cool, you know what, I take the risk, I accept the risk, I'm going to lend that money to strangers in order to get a higher, a quicker return on my investment, right? So that's exactly what it is. So at first, these platforms mainly provide personal loans, but now you can expand to business, which is P2B, which you see right there. And some major platforms as well have even developed partnerships with banks. So meaning some major platforms are now legit. Like, it's not just like a marketplace where you can, it's called a crowd lending marketplace. Or a marketplace lending of some form. But some companies are now like even legit, certified and all of that legitness. Okay, some great legitness is going on there. But it's basically, as you saw, dive into the computer again. It's basically, as you saw, you're lending. Okay, so you will become a lender, as you can see right here. You'll be part of the lender on this side, and then this is the platform that's being provided to you for the computer, and then the borrower. And then once they borrow the money, when it comes to repaying the interest that's agreed on, they pay you back, you make money, happy days. So how does peer-to-peer blah 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 work? I'm not going to read all of it because I know the majority of this stuff. I'm just got it in front of you guys so that you guys can see and understand and maybe read whilst I've got it on screen right here. If I just zoom out for you guys so you can see some of the important or crucial stuff there, and also to see the website itself, Xerox.com. So that is that. You guys can use that and read a bit further into it and see how exactly it works. But a lot of people make a quicker way to make some money back and actually believe in it. I think it's good. If you've got the money to lend, by all means, use it. These are some of the pros, though, that you might want to be interested in. Okay, so rates are competitive. Okay, it's clear to see rates are definitely going to be competitive. Which is a good pros. So applications are normally approved faster. It's friendlier to young businesses or with businesses with little security, and you don't basically need long credit history in order for you to prove that you're worthy to be given some money, right? Earlier repayment is not always penalized, so it's a good thing if you can pay early. You need the money for a specific time, and then you're like, you know what, I don't want to pay more, so let me just pay the money back. It's not really penalized on some of these platforms, so which is great. But approval criteria vary between platforms, so applications could be approved by one when declined by another. So that's that. Now let's see some of the cons that we've got right here. For the best rates, you need a good credit score or rating and security. Loans are smaller than from banks. It's understandable because it's not exactly like you're going to Lloyd's or Barclays. But if your loan request isn't 100% funded, you don't get any money. Okay, that could be a major downside for someone. But however, weighing everything else, it still seems quite fine. And then missing repayments can hurt your credits, which is understandable because if you keep messing up and messing up, obviously, yeah. And then the only terms are often, yeah, you see that. Okay, so we don't need to read into too much because there's another section that you guys see. You can read the next topic, which is referring to this as well. But peer-to-peer lending, as you can see, it's something that it's good if you've got some money. If you've got 1k, or maybe you can even half that, and then that's what I'll do. I won't just invest all of the 1k into this, because if it doesn't work out, if for whatever reason I am unlucky and I get that one bad apple it might not work out too great for me, and in fact I might lose out on the whole 1000. So I would divide it maybe into 4 chunks, use one into this, use one into what I spoke about previously, the debts if I have some. So say for example, if I had a debt of £500 or of 250, I'll pay it off and then use everything else to invest. If I had student loans, obviously I'll focus on student loans and whatever debt I currently have. But this will lead us anyways to the next one that we had planned for you guys, which is tip number 5. If you haven't forgotten, we are on tip number 5. Thank you everybody, thank you ever so much. But it's index funds, okay? Now, this is where we're about to get a bit more serious, because these are some of the juicy stuff which took me a while to understand. I don't really dive into it too much, but it's obviously necessary for you to know about index funds, especially if you plan on, you know, being in a community of the FIRE, or you want to become financially independent one day and retire early. Okay, that's what's to do with the whole FIRE community. But guys, so index funds, all right, should we dive into the computer so I can show you guys a bit more? So it's a good resource that I found that you guys can read on whilst I will describe everything. So this is the resource that I'm talking about right here. Obviously you can see the website itself, investopedia.com, and you can read into a bit more about the S&P 500 and everything else, but I am going to do that explaining right now for you guys anyways, so you guys can see or understand what I'm talking about when I mention index funds. So basically, index fund is a portfolio of stocks or bonds. It could be stocks or bonds, but stocks or bonds that allows you to basically, it tracks the market, but instead of investing into one stock, it allows you to invest into a whole section of the market. Okay, so you know, with index funds you can invest in things like the S&P 500. So if you cut the music right now, because it's getting a bit deep, because this is something that I never understood for the longest of time, right? But if we cut the music as we just did, the S&P 500 basically is a stock market index that measures the biggest, and by the way, biggest, the 500 most largest companies in the US, all right, that are listed in the stock exchange market. Okay, so with index funds themselves, it's a lot safer. That's what I mentioned as well earlier on. I did tell you guys, don't say I didn't, but it's a lot safer, and we'll talk about in the next unsafe or less safer way, which will be our next tip for number 6. But with index funding themselves, it's a lot safer. Why do I say that? It's a lot safer because you're investing into a whole chunk of companies instead of one company. What happens is when you invest into one company, if that company starts to plummet and actually start to lose money, you lose money. Okay, there's no diversification. But with the whole S&P 500, you know, the stock interest, the stock indexed, and you know, the whole, you know, the whole thing being safer and whatnot, like I was telling you guys, is basically just to diversify your risk. Okay, this way you're not tied to one company. If one company in the section that you're investing in, so the list of 500 largest companies in the US, if one company within that section is going down, maybe in that section, the exact same section, the S&P 500, which is a section of the market, which tracks all of these companies that I'm talking about, the biggest 500 companies in the US. If one of them is going down, then maybe another one is going up, if that makes sense to you guys. So meaning you can have more balance. So it doesn't mean you're just tied down to one company and all your money depends on whether or not that one company will die or not. Okay, because if they die, you lose your money. But this way, if you're invested in a big bunch of a company or companies, if one is failing, 30 others could be increasing in profit, so it balances it out. And in long terms, you don't actually you tend not to lose money. It's been proven, because with the S&P 500, for example, it's a steady incline. So through time, it's just been inclining and inclining and inclining and going up and up and up and up and up, if that makes sense. So it's a safer way. All right, guys. But yeah, it took some time a while ago for me to understand this stuff. So I don't expect you to grasp absolutely everything overnight, hence to why I did mention it's going to take time, and this is obviously step by step, hence to why we're taking our time, and we want to make sure that we understand some of these stuff, because it's crucial things to understand. So if you think that is a good idea, then give the thumbs up and let me know, and like the video. Okay, if you generally believe these are some awesome tips and awesome ideas, then by all means like the video. All right, so for tip number 6, which I did mention to you guys, was a lot more riskier, but we're gonna dive into it anyways. But for tip number 6 is dividend paying stocks. Now these could be your friends, because if you invest in a good one, then my friend, you're going to be making a positive ROI. Your return on investment is going to be good. But if you invest in a bad one and you don't know how to pick stocks, which most beginners don't, because you've never done it before, so how on earth are you going to be good at something you've never actually done yourself, then it's going to be trouble for you. And by trouble, I mean major trouble. You're going to lose money. And look, investing in stocks can be one quick way to lose your money, guys. Okay, it can be one quick way to lose your money. So I generally don't want you guys to lose money, hence to why we talk about this on this channel, things such as investing and whatnot. So with dividend stocks, riskier, it is a riskier option, because you're going to have to pick a stock by yourself, as I mentioned, as a beginner, which can be difficult. But what you can do is you can try to find those safe blue chip stocks. So those stocks that are, fairly safe, or the way I like to further explain it as is basically find a stock that you've always used. Okay, so find a stock that you've always used. By stock you've always used, I mean a company that you've always used. Okay, so things like Coca-Cola or something, or Tesla, or things that a company that you know something about. Don't invest in a company that's called, I don't know, Jabla, and you're like, what is Jabla? It's a new starting company that's just started. They've now just made it publicly, and now they're on the stock market, and you don't really trust them. You don't really know. Look into stocks. But if everything else fails and you're not quite sure on what to invest in, you don't know what to do, look into companies that they've got a reputation for an increase, or they've got a good history of paying out, their shareholders. So basically, as a shareholder, that's what you do, right? When you invest in a company, you become a shareholder, because you now bought the stock of the company. You've invested your own money into the company. Now you're a shareholder. So as part of a shareholder, because you've invested in the company now needs to pay you dividend, right? So they need to pay you money. Some pay per month, so they release this money out per month, and guess what, some pay per quarter, but obviously it just depends on the amounts that they pay you, whatnot. So as long as they've got a good history in paying out their shareholders good amounts of money, that's always a good sign. But just be careful, because some companies will increase how much they pay you just to lure you in. And once you're in, because maybe the CEO already knows something that you don't know, like maybe the company isn't doing so well, maybe they're about to go bust, like, or their projection doesn't seem too great, so they're going to want to lure people in this way. If they go bust, they declare bankruptcy and everything else that's associated with it, and in shorter terms, you lose your money. Now, I don't know about you, but there's nothing worse. Oh my days, you know what, cut the video. There's nothing worse than losing money when you're trying to invest to build more money. Let's cut the video, because that was just gonna get me so mad, so angry. It just like, it will make my head spin so much. So cut the video. Okay, Losing money is not something that you want to do when you're trying to become like financially successful or financially independent, whatever it is. So we're not doing that. We're not here for that on this channel, okay? And if you like that, actually give the video a like right now. If you like the fact that I said losing money, we don't want that. We don't want that at all. So we want to be wise and smart here, okay? So hence to why we study or learn about these things so that we can implement it accordingly and not lose money and not just do it stupidly and and all of that stuff, okay? So you want something that's safe. Invest into a company that you know about. Do some research. Don't just dive into it. Basically, guys, make a educated, researched, well-researched, extensive researched decision. Okay, so this way you stand less chance in losing your money. It's an actually calculated risk rather than just a silly risk for no reason. Okay, guys, so be sure to do that. The final one that I do really want to seal that nail on the coffin. Nail on the coffin. I just said the coffin. Oh my days. Nail on the coffin, guys. Okay, if you really want to if you want me to insist and tell you honestly what I believe, not only long term but sometimes short term as well, because it depends on the channel itself on YouTube, the best platform to be in, the best place to invest your time to really seek growth is YouTube. If you want to study like the top people, or amongst the top people, not every single one, but I kid you not, literally like 90%, especially with this day and age, the people who are being super successful with their companies are on YouTube. The people who are crushing it are on YouTube. YouTubers' earnings are increasing. Don't let these YouTubers fool you and tell you like, oh, I barely make any money. Yes, of course, there are some that don't make any money at all, because it all depends on your CPM and what niche you're talking about. So basically, what is the category of your channel? What are you talking about? If you're discussing about pranks, or if you're making videos about prank, your CPM is going to be it's going to be very low, okay? Shake that thumb. Yes, your CPM is going to be terrible. It's not going to be great for yourself. But if you are talking about a high CPM niche or a high CPM category, then guess what, my friend? Your CPM will be yay yay amazing. So all you need to do really is think of a good topic that has a high CPM and something that you enjoy talking about. So this way, when you're sitting, I don't know in bed, and you're like, you know what, ding, I've got a great idea. Why don't I talk about this topic, because I'm super interested about this and it's a high CPM. This way it's a great match. Once you start making money from ads, you're definitely going to be crushing it compared to someone who's making videos about pranks. Bear in mind, just make sure you're passionate about what you're talking about, because you're gonna have to spend hours and hours and hours talking about it. You guys can clearly see I've spent 31 minutes right now talking about this topic right now. So if I weren't passionate about it, if I was not passionate about this topic, then I won't be able to do so, or even to talk to you guys about it with some enthusiastic duty. Oh my days. Enthusiasm. That is still wrong, but don't judge me. If you watched the video till this far, comment in the comment section down below something useful or question that you're struggling with, or something that you're struggling with. But in regards to YouTube itself, as I said, the course is there, the discount for you guys is there. If you want to take it serious, I'm here to teach you guys and show you guys what's worked for me. In fact, this is a course that I made for myself, really, because I remember when I was struggling and things weren't working out one bit. So hence to why I made this course for you guys to check out. So link will be in the description, definitely. And yeah, just be sure to grab the discount while it lasts, because it might not last. In fact, it won't last too long, okay? Because what I do is I turn it on and off, because I don't want everybody to get access to it, in the sense that I don't want to help people that don't actually appreciate it, you know, because this stuff works, and I've been doing it for over 5 years, as I told you guys. So it really does work. And yeah, so that is the course anyways, guys. Be sure to check it out. Link will be in the description for you guys. But all I want to say is, if you found value in this video, then be sure to like video as a whole, make sure to do everything that's in the description down below. Tell me how many times I mentioned invest in this video to stand a chance for me to send you some money using PayPal at the end of the month, so that you can win something, or so you can have something that could help you out potentially, because we're going through some tough times right now, man. And yeah, so that is everything that I wanted to discuss with you guys today. So every link that you're going to need is in the description. Be sure to check out some of these resources that I found for you guys that will be helpful for you guys. And yeah, I really do appreciate you guys. So you guys are definitely awesome. I appreciate you a ton. By watching this video, guys, you did not waste your time. Do not, I repeat, my friend, do not forget to tell your haters to get in line. And I will catch you guys on the next video. So peace out. Thank you ever so much. You guys mean everything to me. I appreciate all of your comments, all of your likes, your subscriptions, and your engagement on the channel. So peace out, take care, much love, and